Hello, BookShark Bootcamp.
All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. My mic was muted for just a moment. I'm not sure what happened, but it looks like it is working now. I'm just gonna double check that really quick. Looks like my mic changed to a different microphone, but I am being heard. So at this point, that's all that matters. All right. So I am Jana Cook, your community manager. It is February. It is our live Q&A. I've lost my lights. I have lost my mic, but technical difficulties seem to arise every single time we try to do a live. But here we are. It is the middle of February. It is live Q&A. You guys had some questions that I am going to answer for you, as well as give some tips for some of the questions that didn't necessarily get posted, but some questions that we're getting asked via our text messaging system through BookShark, as well as our emailing. If you have anything that you want to ask us, you can always direct message me. If you are on our Facebook group, you can send an email, main@bookshark.com, and then we do have a text message feature on our line, and you can check that out on our website if you feel like you want to go ahead and just text with somebody. But excuse me, I am amazed that we have made it to the middle of February. You guys, I don't know about you, but time feels like it crawls, but then as you look back, it went by really fast. So if you started with us in July, oh my goodness, you are getting ready to complete your first year of BookShark. And if you have been with us for a while, you know how fast the years go by, even though the days do sometimes feel like they can be drawn out. Last week, Stephanie Hansen and I chatted about how February can feel a little long. I found a really funny meme a friend had sent to me, and it said, well, the first 179 days of February are the hardest. It can feel like the shortest month of the year, feels like the longest. So you're not alone, not as a homeschool parent, not as just parents in general, just as people living in a life with so much going on, with so many things in our world that are calling for our attention, the noise that is out there. It's what I've been referring to is all of the things. There's so much noise in our world that it tends to sometimes extend our days to feel even longer. I want to encourage you to take these last 2 weeks of February and really just enjoy. I know it's hard to enjoy sometimes when it feels like winter is never going to end. If you paid attention at all to the groundhog on February 2nd, he did say 6 more weeks of winter. I'm not sure how scientifically accurate the groundhog is. I just know that it can feel as though this season is not going to end. So that's what we talked about last week. If you didn't get a chance to listen to the conversation that Stephanie and I had, please go back and do so. You can watch the replay, check the guide. I also want to take a moment to welcome our brand new members. We have had several families who come in throughout the year. They're added to the group. They may not know where to jump in. So I want to introduce myself. I'm Community Manager Jana, and you can jump in guide number 1, starting with box day. You should already have your boxes if you were able to get the information to join boot camp. So maybe you don't know where to start, or maybe you got your boxes but you're not going to start until later on. You have some time. I encourage you to go back to guide 1, how to handle box day. Take pictures, take pictures, take pictures. And I would encourage you guys, even in February, keep taking pictures. Did you have a lazy pajama day? Did you make a fort in your living room? Did you do something fun and creative in the kitchen that tied into your history lesson? Did you accomplish one of your science experiments? Did it fail, or was it a success? All of those things I want to encourage you guys to document, because when it is all said and done, whether you're doing this for 1 year or you are doing it for the entire length of your children's education, you'll want to look back at those pictures and you will remember. You will remember the fun. Your kids will remember the fun. I was just talking to my husband the other day and I said, you know what, I kind of yelled a lot when the kids were little. And he said, well, there are 3 girls. They were really loud. You had to be heard over them. I said, yeah, but wish I wouldn't have yelled as much. Now, if you ask my girls, they will joke and say things about me being loud or yelling their names, but I don't think they feel like I yelled at them the way I kind of remember yelling at them. But it's when we look at those pictures, it's when we remember the good times. So I encourage you to take the pictures, to remember the good time, to remember the progress that's being made in your homeschool and how much fun you guys are having. Let me grab my notes here. Sorry. And just be able to look back at it, even at the end of the year. We do a slideshow for you guys. If you send those pictures in to me, I'll create an end of the year slideshow. It's fun just to see that. It's fun to have your kids watch that and for them to remember and enjoy. So February feels like the longest month, even though it's actually the shortest month. Our days are getting longer, so we're excited about that. If you are on the northern side of the hemisphere, I believe, then your days will be getting longer with us. If you're on the southern, then you're kind of in the reverse, so I won't speak to that, but good luck with it. We are on the other side of it. So I was actually just watching a YouTube mom, a homeschool mom. If you guys want to check her out, it's Making Everyday Magic. She's on YouTube. And she just did a video, just came out a couple days ago about the February dread. And she had 5 kind of ideas to help avoid the burnout. And kind of why February feels like the burnout month is because you were excited in the fall. You had a break at Thanksgiving. You might have taken a fall break. You had a break at Thanksgiving. You had a break at the holidays, the Christmas holidays or the winter holidays. Then as February came in, you kind of were maybe ready to get back into a routine. So it was a little bit exciting again. But by February, it's just kind of like, oh, it's never going to end. And we're never going to be able to get outside or see our friends or stop being sick. I just remember it felt like some years we were just, one kid would get sick, then the next kid would get sick, then I would get sick. And it felt like we were so isolated because of sicknesses. So all of those things happen in February. You're not alone. But I just want to remind you of some things that she had mentioned. I thought they were really good points. Flexibility. So your kids are sick, yet you can't get through. You feel behind because you're not where you thought you would be. Hopefully you did your calendar and pencil so that you can move some stuff around, but just be flexible. You can go at your own pace. That instructor's guide and schedule is there to assist you. It's not there to demand how it's done. I want to encourage you. One of the reasons we homeschool is flexibility. Another one that I thought was really important, relationship over productivity. Now, that may be hard for some of us, me included, because I like to get things done. I am a box checker. I'm a recovering type A personality. I'm an AB at this point. But I do want to encourage you guys that at the end of the day, at the end of the school year, at the end of your children's adolescence, your relationship is incredibly important. So when you start to get frustrated because math is not getting done, or you taught a lesson in math and you go back to it the next day and it seems like all the work that was done the day before is like void in their brains, I want to encourage you just to recall why you're homeschooling, what really matters, and I promise you they are going to get that math concept. Might take a little bit longer than you planned and penciled in or anticipated, but your relationship with your children over productivity will help you get through these longer, say, darker days of February, if you will. Then maybe not all of you are feeling that way. Maybe you guys are feeling great and moving along in February, and that is awesome. I'm grateful to hear that for you guys. But for those of us who aren't, here's another tip. Honor the season. You are sick, or your family's sick, or it's been like you've been sick for months. Just honor that. Slow down. Take the time that's needed to get well. Your schoolwork will be there. For those of you who panic a little bit because you're on a lending library or you're through a charter school, I've given some tips on what you can do in order to extend having your materials. If you wanted to talk a little bit more about that with me, I'm available, but don't panic. We will help you figure it out. Honor the fact that you need to rest, that your kids have been sick, that you've got to get well, that the schoolwork will still be there. You have plenty of time. It's only the middle of February, I promise. You're going to get it done. All right. The other thing is kind of zoom out. Zoom out, and instead of being so narrowly focused on the month, the week, the day that you wanted to be at, that you're not at, or you're there, but it feels like you are just struggling each day to get there, zoom out and just look at all that you have done. Look at how much time you have left. Don't panic. It's only February. Then the last thing is just choose rest. She really focused on, and I thought this was great, choose rest before you even need it. So don't wait until your tank is empty. Don't wait until you guys are all exhausted. Don't wait until tears is all that can be communicated because of how everyone feels. You're starting to see yourself get fatigued, your kids get fatigued during this season. Just go ahead and choose the rest. You will find that taking and prioritizing rest in your homeschool is going to get you to the finish line quicker and more effectively than you can even imagine. So those were just some of the tips that she had. I thought it was a great video. It was very encouraging to me. I hope that just hearing those things is encouraging to you. Now, a couple questions. If you are struggling to fit in any of your electives, be it the hands-on history that you added on, handwriting, spelling, art, any of those things that were optional, that were recommended, that are electives, if you're struggling to get those in during your 4 weeks, I want to encourage you to use your 5th day. That is what it's there for. Now, I know some of you, like myself, did the co-op for day 5, so you don't feel like you really have a 5th day to catch up or to do the electives or to do the extras, but just know that there are ways to fit in your electives without tagging them on to make a day longer. Choose a Saturday and just go through a couple of the art, start an art project, and maybe it's just you dedicate 30 minutes every Saturday or Sunday or the day that you're not doing school, your 5th day, and let it be something fun. I don't know about you, but when I was in public school and we did have those electives, those were always fun. They weren't like, I must get it done. You must do this art. You must have fun and play a game in PE. You must play the recorder and you're going to, perform at the symphony level. And they didn't even have recorders in the symphony, but you know what I'm saying. Just remember those electives are supposed to be fun. Fit them in when you can. Use that 5th day. Use the weekend. Show your kids that learning is all around us all the time. It doesn't stop on Friday. It doesn't start on Monday. And if it's something that they really enjoy, you're not going to get pushback on it. If it's something that you have excitement about and really want to expose your children to, they may drag their feet a little bit. My girls were not always excited about things that I had planned for them that I was super passionate about. But in the end, we always had a good time. We enjoyed it and we got something out of it. Everybody can find something to get out of it. So think about your electives, how you can add them and pepper them in, flavor them in without making it feel like one more thing that you guys have to do. Another question is, when's the best time to purchase your next level? Now, some of you may be thinking, oh, please, it's only February. I can't think about that stuff. And there are others who've been planning, honestly, since the beginning of January and wanting to know. BookShark Go Live, which is where we do all of our updating of our instructor's guides, book changes. There's nothing major this year, so no worries. But if you want the most current edition that will be released April 1st, that's when you want to start thinking about purchasing your curriculum for next year. If you have some questions like where to go in next year, we do have our advisors who are available. We have a Calendly link that I will put in the comments so that if you guys want to chat with an advisor about what next year is going to look like, they are available. They're all homeschool parents like yourself using BookShark, and they're also in this bootcamp. So you may have seen some of them comment here and there about their different experiences and answering your questions. So that's what we like to provide for you guys through our advisors. Super excited. Now I have a little teaser. If you're in high school and you want to know when those last few levels are coming out, this is not public knowledge yet, but because you guys are part of our boot camp, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that modern literature at the high school level will be released this spring. It's very exciting. It will eventually pair with our last final level of history for high school. That is not complete, but we do have the modern literature. So some might ask, well, why would I want modern literature if I can't pair it with high school? There's so many reasons why someone would want to use this level. It's a standalone. So let's say you go and look at our high school programs and you want to do world history, but you look at our historical literature that pairs with it and you feel like, oh, we've already read these books, or these books don't seem appealing to my student, then I would encourage you to look over at modern literature and see the selection there, and it might be a better fit for you and your student. Super excited. More to come on that. Just wanted to tease that out a little bit. And yeah, so those are the things that are happening. Those are the things that you are not alone in what you're feeling. And again, maybe you're just cruising along and having a good old time in February. Put a note, put a comment in so that we know. Either way, like, I would love to know if there are those of you out there who just feel like February is my favorite month. It's Valentine's, it's my birthday, we go on vacation. We might need to take some tips from you, because I feel like February just always does drag just a little bit more. I am off to see one of my daughters at college. I'm taking my youngest to go do a college tour in Virginia tomorrow with some friends. Super excited. Our youngest is a junior, and she has done BookShark from second grade all the way through sophomore year. As her junior year, she started taking community college courses, so she's no longer homeschooling, even though technically she's registered as a homeschooler because she's still in high school. But we are going to do college tours. So super excited about that. So I will be gone the rest of the week. But I hope that you guys just are encouraged. You are excited. Let's honor the season. Let's slow down, go at your own pace, rest, but also zoom out and know that you guys are doing a great job and you're going to get this done, whatever that looks like, whenever you decide to end your school year. Okay, guys, if you have more questions, please don't hesitate to post them. I will answer them myself. Some of our advisors will answer them. I will put the link in the comment for our advisors if you have some specific questions you'd like to chat with them about. So grateful that you're here. For all those who are new, welcome. If you have any questions about how to navigate through our boot camp, don't hesitate to reach out. I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.